You've got a couple of entries in the Unibet Lincoln, of course, the first big handicap of the flat season in the UK. Wahash carries the silks of Al Shakab. What can you tell us about him?
Well, I was very pleased with his first run at Wolverhampton, and I think if you're watching, it was a very unspectacular run. But when you know the horse, he takes a while to get fit. He's a big boy now. He's changed colour. It's basically white now. Not that it makes any difference, but he's getting older, and he takes more. So he goes there having had a run. He's been away to Kempton as well to have a bit of a piece of work, and been very pleased with him. He's a tough horse. Yeah, but you can run well in the Lincoln and finish 9th. But you never know. He could run a big race. He's quite tough now, and that's what you need to be going into a Lincoln.
And would you be pretty happy from a fitness point of view where you are with him?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, he needed that run badly, and that will put him probably right on the money. You know, all depends on what you need. A lot of luck, what side you're drawn, where the speed is. He's getting old now, so you don't really know if it's a going day or not. You know, he's a bit up and down, but on his day, he's a very talented horse.
Just see Kesar go past us there. He's got lots of entries at Doncaster and over the next couple of weeks. And where might we see him, if not in the Unibet Lincoln? Well,
he's been working super. Been very pleased with him. There's a few options for him. He's in the Spring Mile at Doncaster on Saturday. I haven't really decided. He's fit enough to go wherever we want. I don't know whether to just give him an extra 10 days, 2 weeks, and wait for Newbury. There's one at Newmarket as well, and there's a nice race at Thirsk. You know, he could well have a run here, or he could wait for that, but we haven't decided yet. I have to ring the powers at Al Shakab and discuss it with them, but I'm very happy with him, the form he's in. Wherever he goes, he'll run very well.
Red Starlight looks a real smart sort. We've just seen this one have a little canter at your weather gala. This one's in the Unibet Doncaster Mile. How pleased are you with this one? Very
pleased with her. She's a really likeable, tough, really sweet filly. She's big. She needs her runs, but not as much as you think. You know, she's very tough. She went up in the handicap all year last year. She's already been got her black type, and she'll run well. I wouldn't mind running her at all on Saturday. I think she'll need it, but she'll love the ground, and it'll be a nice starting point for her. Moving on to Sunday, Leasing Dream, who was a very smart juvenile. She's coming back obviously as a 4-year-old now. How hard is it for those juveniles to come back as 3-year-olds and then follow up as a 4-year-old? You sometimes think they're better once they've got that 3-year-old season out of the way. She always wins a couple of races every year. She owes us nothing, and she belongs to a good group of guys, and they've had an awful lot of fun out of her. She's got an entry at the weekend, but she's another one. She's not there in her co, but it wouldn't do her any harm to have a run. She was right at the top of her game at the end of her 2-year-old year, and she suffered for that early on, but she still managed to win a couple last year. And she's a filly worth watching. When she comes in form in the year, watch her, because she'll run a few good races. The horse that really caught my eye was Emboar. I know you've had a few setbacks with over the years, but he had a sort of trouble-free season last year. He's in the 6-furlong handicap on Sunday at Donny, and how's he been over the winter? He's been in great form. He always looks a lot bigger. Oh, sorry, he doesn't look as fit as he actually is, but he's a fine big horse with an awful lot of speed. He's another one. He's going to be in all those nice sprint handicaps all through the year, whether he runs on Sunday or not. There's a few good races coming up for him, and he'll win his couple of races for sure this year. And what about Burro? Burro is literally they're carbon copies of each other. Burro will get 6 and maybe a little bit more. Emboar probably out and out 5, just about gets 6, but they're very similar in ability. And a line for Fox Champion. You said a few moments ago that hopefully there are a few champions among them. Fox Champion's in at the weekend. Is he still going to be a champion? Yeah, he owes me a top hat. I broke it on a bin Derby day when he got beat at short head. 6 next year to the 3rd. I mean, marvellous. I really like him. I think he's a pretty good horse, and took him to Kempton, and he worked very nicely, and he settled. He's not always been great at settling in his work, but he did, and he took a lot of beating Sunday. I think he'd probably be, if you wanted to have a bet the weekend, I'd back him. What does he show you? Is it just his raw ability, you know, talent? The way he moves, the way he looks, you know, he looks like a superhero. And he worked very well this morning, and it'd take a good one to beat him. And a quick line on Magical Wish, who we also saw this morning. Yes, champion, sort of second place to us. He had a load of seconds last year, but he did win his race, albeit in a photo that no one really knew what had won. But he's a lot of ability, a lot of speed. And here, you know, he's run some good races last year, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't carry on in the same vein of form this year, hopefully winning them, not being second.